Hey, what's up? I'm Peter from Media65, and because of this tiny little box, the DJI Osmo Mobile 7P is a total game changer for smartphone filming. Roughly 9 years after having introduced the original Osmo Mobile, DJI just now released the brand new Osmo Mobile 7 in two versions. The basic version that I would not recommend because it's almost a step back compared to the version 6, and the 7P, which is a step up for mobile filmmaking. The DJI Osmo Pocket 7P is a lightweight and yet rock-solid gimbal for smartphones. Compared to prior versions, it has really a lot of improvements, not only in details, but also introduced a couple of brand new features. In prior versions of the Osmo Mobile, you had always to screw a little tripod at the bottom of the handle, and now this is completely different because this one here just pulls out here, unfolds, and you have your tripod, which is a great idea. I love this because I always need this tripod, but having to screw it on, I never really liked it. Now it's so much easier, and bam, it goes. It folds really easily just by turning it, snapping it in, switches off automatically, and you put it in your pocket. So it's really easy, and if you want to unfold it, just take it out, you unfold it, up, and you put your phone on, it automatically activates, and you're ready to go. In older versions of the holder for the smartphones, I quite often had the problem that if you had a cover for your phone, it was not fitting so well on it, so I had very often to remove simply the cover. This problem has been solved. Now the fangs are thick enough even to accommodate a phone with a more solid cover around. So that's a great thing, but there is a reason also for that. As you can see here on this fang, there is a connector where you dock in this magic box that we're going to speak about later and what magic it does actually. And you can see also that we have here on the back, we have as well a connector. So there is something interesting going on here. Let's see in one of the next steps what this magic is. The Osmo Mobile 6 already had this little wheel here on the side where you could scroll, zoom, or do different things. Now, related to this little magic box, this wheel here even has a couple more features. The Osmo Mobile 7P brings all the features that you would usually expect from a good smartphone gimbal, with a couple of innovations as well. One of the things that I loved already in the Osmo Mobile 5 and 6 is this extension rod that allows you to use a gimbal like a selfie stick. Because you might want to film yourself while you're walking, or you might want to take simply shots which otherwise would not be possible. Or what you like to do as well, especially with a tripod which is built in, just to use it as a normal tripod to put it on your desk and to film yourself. And this becomes even more important with the ActiveTrack 7. And again, this little tiny box which is included in the 7P version. So great that they kept this rod here on it. Love it simply. Thanks DJI for doing it. Oh, by the way, this extension rod is definitely not included in the basic version of the 7. So be wary if you want to buy just the 7 version, then you will not have this extension rod. The stabilization, of course, has been improved. The gimbal here itself brings even more stability to your shots. You have more control using the trigger and the different modes that you have built in here. But that's not the main topic because I consider this almost being the standard. That's what a good gimbal should do, stabilize your footage. And I can simply say the Osmo Mobile 7P here does simply a great job. That's industry standard. One of the things that I really like about the Osmo Mobiles from DJI is that you can switch the orientation of the smartphone very easily between horizontal and vertical just by double-clicking one button, and it just simply turns the phone. That's great because very often what I do is simply that I take a shot in vertical mode for social media, and then I take the same shot again in horizontal mode just to use it for normal YouTube videos. In this case, it makes my life so much easier because I just need to double click and it rotates the phone and I'm good to go. So that's something which is great. At the same time, I like also to use selfies, but I don't like to take my selfies with a built-in selfie camera of my iPhone because traditionally the selfie camera is not as performant and quality-wise not as good as the cameras that you have on the back. And here you can just triple-click the trigger on the side and you can see that the whole iPhone, the whole smartphone is rotating, and you can use it now with the best cameras in selfie mode. That's absolutely great. I love this feature, and you can use it really very efficiently to have the best quality always for your selfie shots as well. Of course, you have again ActiveTrack built into the Mimo app from DJI. So you simply click an object or a person and it will track this person, follow it without any problems, even if the person disappears and reappears again. Gesture control, of course, is built in again. Just show your hand, it will start tracking you. Show a V, start recording. Show an L to reframe yourself. So very easy to use also. But, and now comes the big magic actually, this ActiveTrack is not only available anymore only in the DJI Mimo app, which was a big caveat for me because I don't like really to use the Mimo app so much. I prefer rather to use, for example, the DJI Blackmagic Camera app or the Final Cut app, or sometimes even for the portrait mode and cinema mode, the Apple built-in app. And here comes this magic little box in, because that does really a lot of magic. You can just simply connect it here on the side. And this little box here has a little camera integrated that does the ActiveTrack in no matter what application you are using. The only thing that you have to do is to connect this little magic box, then you raise your hand, and as soon as the light is turning green, you can move around and this camera will simply follow you so that it has these nice dynamic shots that otherwise would not be really possible. And it works surprisingly well because if I'm walking around here, it just follows me like a little dog and I have my virtual cameraman with me. It's very easy now to create in your favorite app really the shots that you always wanted to create, even in cinematic mode. But this little box has two other features also which are absolutely amazing for me. It has a small light built in here so that you can illuminate yourself or people that you're interviewing if the light situation is not perfect. I'm not a big fan of these small tiny lights because usually I would like to have a proper light setting, but this is not always possible, and having such a small light definitely can be a quite good idea. On the other hand, it has also a USB connector, and with this USB connector you can easily connect this little tiny receiver to your smartphone, and then you can connect the DJI microphone on it. And this works also with the DJI Mic 2, so the big one, or the DJI Mic Mini, the small one. Filming yourself with your Osmo Mobile 7P is definitely not difficult. I flipped around the camera in selfie mode. I'm using the best iPhone camera that I have now on it. At the same time, I'm using the DJI Mic Mini, which is directly connected to the receiver on the Osmo Mobile 7P. Great sound, great stabilization, and very easy to set up, which is one of the most important things if you want to be spontaneous. Pairing is super easy and you can record with up to 2 microphones directly on your phone using the gimbal and not having to use the original receiver, which might be a little bit clumsy, and still you have the perfect sound quality using your gimbal. So that's something that I found absolutely amazing and which makes really this gimbal outstanding for me. So the ActiveTrack, which is available in all the different applications, the little light which is built in, and especially also the microphone receiver, which makes it so much easier to combine everything and bring everything together. Overall, I can say the DJI Osmo Mobile 7P is definitely a very good investment in your camera setup because it will take your smartphone filming definitely to a different level. Now, fair enough, DJI hasn't invented the wheel here with this external module, because if you look around, there are other gimbals already which are out on the market since several months, like the Hoham or the Insta360, which have similar concepts. I think it's fair enough that you just look around which one suits best for you, but price-wise, actually the DJI looks really great, and I would definitely consider this one here because it just does the job just as good as it could. If you liked what you have seen, then please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Don't forget as well also to like the video and share it. It helps me, it helps you, and I hope that we're going to see each other very soon again for the next video.